Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing on this Thursday morning? This is Reganelite here. Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to Good Morning with Reganelite here on Thursday, the 22nd of January 2026. Just gone 11 o'clock in the morning here at UK time. We are dual streaming live on youtube.com/Reganelite and we're on twitch.tv/Reganelite1 just for reference here. Good morning, Motti Von Erich, Billy Kershaw, Martin Brisks, and one of our moderators, Stephen Banker. Good to see you all there. Hope you guys are all doing well. For those who are new to this live stream and don't know what we do here, so we go about an hour long here, and what we normally do, we cover today's daily quota, we cover the weather for a little bit, and we also have a look at see what the news and what the headlines are, not so much the papers, but what the websites are saying. And we're going to be looking at UK news specifically. So we're going to be looking at the Telegraph, Times, Financial Times, the iPaper, the Independent, BBC, Sky News and Guardian, and kind of just see what the stories they're saying. Because they don't always give you, while most of them give you the same headlines on the front, there's always one or two stories or one or two exclusives that you don't always know about. So we'll have a look and see what they've got to show today here, guys. I should also point out as well that tonight, myself and One Angry Pagan with the first Eco Flake show of 2026. That will be tonight at 8 o'clock. So if you want to join us for that show, feel free to do so as well. I'm really looking forward to it because there's plenty to sink our teeth into with regards to the environment, climate change, water pollution, all that kind of environmental news, all that kind of stuff, guys, is what we talk about on the show. So do join us tonight at 8 o'clock for that. I'm really excited to do that as well. And while I'm just not confirmed yet, but I might be having a show next week on Wednesday with myself, Van Man Talks, and Daily Blase. Not confirmed. I just need to check one or two things. So it looks like we might be doing a show on Wednesday night. So next week's watch along, which was scheduled, that's obviously going to be that will be postponed. There, I'm not sure when I'm going to do it. I might reschedule it to possibly a Friday evening, depending on what we're doing next weekend. We'll see there. Let me see. Oh, Billy Kershaw is there as well. Good to see you there. Hope you are doing well. Right, let's get going, guys, because there's plenty to do. Apologies, I've been working non-stop on the wrestling content today because there's been so much to cover today, and I have more to cover after this show. Anyways, that's not what you guys are here for. Here is today's daily quota. Like I said, I did say yesterday it was a nice Irish one there. A very simple one. 5 words. That's all you need to know. Many hands make light work. Very simple one. Many hands make light work. Irish proverb. Many hands make light work. Absolutely. Couldn't be more true, isn't it? Many hands do make light work, guys. Hope you guys found that. Hope you guys take that one on board today. Interesting one for tomorrow's quote. For Friday, guys. Interesting one indeed. Interesting one indeed. Chris, good to see you there. Hope you are doing well. Linda there as well. Good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Viper Scott, Aliston, good to see you there, my friend. Hope you are doing well as well. Yes, nice to see so many lovely people in the chat. Right, let's have a look at today's weather. And Charlie on Twitch, hello there. Hope you are doing well as well. And Pete's music has just popped in as well. Good to see you there, Pete. Hope you are doing well. Right, guys, let's have a look and see what's happening in the weather today. I like doing that just for lols. Here it is, our big, blue, beautiful planet. Just for reference, if anyone wants to know what I'm using, this is the bbc.co.uk/weather map. The link for it is in the description. And also, if you guys want to know about where you can get that daily quota thing that I got, the link for it is also in the description. It's www.littlepennythoughts.com. Again, you can also grab that in the description there as well. Good morning to you, Dean. Hope you are doing well. Benjamin there as well. Harry, good morning to you as well. Good to see so many, some new faces and old ones there. Good to see you all. Hope you guys are all doing well. Right, let's have a look and see what's going on with the temperatures and winds of the world. So, Yellowknife, don't go there. It's very cold. Minus 35 degrees. Anchorage there, minus 7. Very cold. Vancouver, 7. San Francisco, 13. New York, 7. Ottawa, 3. Miami, a very warm 25. Mexico City, 17 there. South America's temperatures roughly around about the same as we've seen from yesterday there. 30, 23, 29, 25 and 18 respectively there, with their fair share of rainstorms. There looks like there's quite a snowstorm on the north, just above Canada, just above Ottawa there. You can see coming in as well. That's normally what you expect around at this time of the year anyway, to be fair there. Moving across over to Africa here. Not much rain, like barely any showers whatsoever on the continent there, from the looks of it there. Cape Town 21, Windhoek 25, Kinkishta, I know I botched names, guys, apologies, 27, Lagos 29 there. So some warm climates indeed on the continent there. Going across to the other side of the globe, Auckland there in New Zealand, 19 degrees. Sydney, 19. Perth, 19. Darwin, a warm, toasty 26 degrees. Very warm. Maybe too warm for some of us there. In the Philippines there, Malania, 23 there. They actually got a dry day from the looks of it. That's shocking. They always get rain there. Tokyo, very cold, -1, and Beijing even colder at -10. And you can see there, once again, their fair share of snow is falling on the Japanese islands there. Colombo, 25 there. New Delhi, 14. We'll zoom in just a little bit just to see some of the other temperatures here you can gauge at as well. You can see there in the Middle East, there's some 13, 11 degrees is there. Tehran, very cold, 0 degrees there. Cairo, 21. Port Sudan, 26 there. Baghdad, 9 there as well. Let's have a look and see what's happening in Europe. Zoom in a little bit here. Again, this is marked as today at 6 o'clock is what they're referencing here. And good morning, Scott Hayes. Hope you are doing well there. Nowhere as cold as the shoulder DTT has been, Donald J. Trump has been giving. Nice one there. We got Lisbon and Madrid, 7 and 14 respectfully there. There are some winds. There are some snows dropping in Spain. Snow in Spain is not a combination I've been used to saying, but there it is, guys. Snow in Spain. There you go. And plenty of rainstorms definitely in Portugal there, we can see. On the North African continent there, on the tops there, we got some okay temperatures. Tripoli, 16. Algiers, 12 there. Tunis, 13 there. Italy, Parmelo, 10. Rome, 9. South of France, Nice at 9 degrees there. Bern in the Swiss Alps, a very chilly 1 degrees there. It looks like there is a few rainstorms here and there in the Mediterranean, but mostly on the land of the continent itself, most of it is dry, from the looks of it there. Turkey's facing their fair share of snowstorms there. Istanbul there, the capital, at 9 degrees there. Athens at 14 degrees with their fair share of rain there. Taria at 10 there as well. And Eastern Europe, as you expect, still very, very cold in the D. Zagreb, -1. Vienna, -3. Prague, -5. Berlin, -3. Bucharest, 0. Cinistu, 0. I'm going to one day get those names right. Someone's going to tell me off at some point in the chat. I know it. Warsaw, very, very cold in Poland indeed. -13. Very, very cold for them. Kiev, obviously, very cold and obviously a difficult time for them, obviously, of course, because of the conflict there. No temperature gauge in Moscow for some reason. Don't know why they're not giving that. St. Petersburg, -12 there. And we got some other very negative temperatures there as well. We'll come to Paris in a second there. Oslo, -3 there. Murmansk, -6. And our friends over in Iceland, 7 degrees with plenty of rain and snow up on their tiny little island that Donald Trump mistaken for Greenland. Paris 8 and Brussels 7 degrees respectively there as well. Looking at our weather here in the UK, guys. Again, just for reference, this is at 6 o'clock, so we'll pull it back a little bit. So you can see this is what we're expecting roughly around about now. Most parts of the UK should be experiencing this around about now. Here we can see up in Scotland plenty of rainstorms there, as well as a few showers and snow, sleet around. Like I said, temperatures are not too bad today. I think some of you didn't need the heating on last night, and I don't, considering these temperatures. Excuse me, bit of reflux there. I might need to stop and drink some water, so bear with me. Edinburgh 7, Belfast and Dublin 9 and 8, Manchester 9 and Cardiff 9, and London at 10 there. Not too much change in terms of the temperature until a bit later on in the evening, so you can see those temperatures. They do dip a little bit in Edinburgh. They're 5 degrees. 5 degrees there we can see there, and you can see from the wind gauges there, it's much, much windier up in Scotland. You can see the Edinburgh there, wind gauge at 18 in comparison to other parts of the UK there. Going late into the evening and overnight there. You can see quite a dip in some of the temperatures there. Cardiff 4, Dublin 5, Belfast 6, Edinburgh 4 there. And you can see that snowstorm is not going anywhere, guys. This is the temperatures overnight is what we're expecting there. So where I am, it won't be so bad, but because I'm just roughly in London. But other parts you can see there, 5 and 4 degrees there you can see. But moving into the next day on Friday morning here at 6. Go back a little bit here. We can see there's this rainstorm appearing coming down from the south here, from the southwest of England, coming over England and Wales and parts of Southern Ireland there. You can see hitting Cardiff there at 5 degrees. So you're going to be experiencing some fair share of rainstorms there. So if you're in the Midlands and north of England, you'll probably get away with it there. But Northern Ireland looks like it's going to be experiencing maybe perhaps a bit of a dry day for a little bit. And possibly there. Moving a bit further on there, we can see those temperatures still staying roughly around about the same there. And like I said before from yesterday, guys, that snow patch on the north of Scotland is not going anywhere. That rainstorm looks like it's dissipating a little bit, moving up into the north of England. The temperatures are staying roughly around about the same as they were yesterday. Moving over into Friday night, into Saturday morning here, we can see those temperatures again staying roughly around about the same there. Yeah, it looks like high winds there's definitely some high winds. There's definitely a high wind. There's definitely a storm of some sorts here. We can see here. You can see from the gauges there, Dublin at 20 and Cardiff 18 there on those gauges in comparison to other winds. So there's definitely a pickup of wind going to be there into Saturday morning there. So you might feel quite a breeze of a storm down if you're living in those areas there. Saturday morning looks like most parts of the UK looks like it's going to be dry here, but they're still going to be much colder than they have been after last night here. Cardiff, London 6, Manchester 6, Belfast 6, Dublin 7, Edinburgh 4. Moving into Saturday here, you can see those temperatures. They do increase a slight bit, in the day there you can see, but not too much change there. But it looks like there's going to be a bit of dry spells. Is there going to be mostly dry spells? Yeah, it looks like maybe apart from Cardiff and parts of England at the bottom there, and maybe some bits up in Scotland. But most of the UK looks like it's going to be experiencing a bit of dry weather for a change on Saturday. But over Saturday night there's this rain patch is still kind of there, not really going anywhere. And it looks like overnight on Saturday into Sunday, it's going to be coming in again there. Yeah, so temperatures staying roughly around about the same again. Not too much change in terms of temperatures there. But Sunday there, that bit of rain there is still going to be around. So again, there's not really going to be complete dry days here. So there. And of course, because Anne Viper Scott wants to make sure that I point out that the parts where there's snowy patches are the mountains. Of course they are, Viper Scott. But it does, you never know. It might become more than just that. You never know. Going into Sunday there, we can see I did warn that the temperatures would drop significantly. And you can see on Sunday night here, guys, these temperatures are going to drop significantly here overnight. You can see these temperatures really cold. 3, 5, 6, 4, 4, and 5 again into Monday here. Now, there's supposed to be a big snowstorm hitting England, I believe, on Tuesday here. If we just have a quick look at it. We'll have a look at it again tomorrow just to gauge, but I believe it's on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. There looks like it's going to be snowstorm, a bit of snowstorm up in Scotland as well, in England and Wales down in the south there from the looks of it. Yeah, it looks like that there's going to be a bit of a snow patch that we're going to be getting on Tuesday there. So that's going to be coming forward. But as for today, temperatures are okay, but overnight there'll be a slight dip in temperatures tonight. You're expecting rain all day, depending even wherever you are in the UK, you still will get some showers somewhere. May not be much, depending on, maybe you may get some or you may get a lot. It varies depending on where you are. But overnight it will be a little bit colder than what you normally expect. But temperatures aren't going to drop as significantly until Sunday. Sunday, well, the temperatures will drop a little bit more. So just to be aware of that there. So if you don't have a brolly, raincoat, just to be on the safe side there, guys. Good morning, Rosemary. Hope you are doing well. And yes, if you can hit that like button, greatly appreciate it. And by the way, for those who are new, if you want to know who are all these lovely people down here, well, these are all the people who have financially supporting me currently while I am currently demonetized. I'm in the process of appealing the decision as we speak. But if you guys want to financially support me while I'm currently demonetized, you can do so by either buying me a coffee or joining the Patreon. One of the two options. Links are in the description if you want to do that. And your name will get added to all these lovely people down here below, guys. It doesn't matter how much you donate, how small it is on the Buy Me a Coffee. Your name will still get added because you're still supporting me. So I want to make that very, very clear. So thank you to everyone who has so far. Right, let's have a look at the Tory graph, the Reform graph, the Telegraph, the Bollocks graph, the whatever AI graph that they're going to be painting for us here today. So, what they got here in the front. The US is to control parts of Greenland under Trump deal. I just want to point out as well for the Telegraph, I can't open any of these stories because they want me to sign up for them, and I'm not prepared to do that. Because I'm not going to pay them money, especially if you guys are supporting me. I'm not putting that money towards the Telegraph. Like, no, it's just not worth it, guys. Not worth it. Of course, the Telegraph can't be the Telegraph without going after Prince Harry. I am not Mr. Mischief, the tabloid source, apparently. Of course, they got to go after him. Baron Trump saves female friend's life in London, apparently. Woman is held as slave for 25 years. Wow. What a heartbreaking thing to headline to read. That is absolutely horrible. More than a quarter of your life in slavery. That's very, very horrifying to see. Starmer snubs Trump's border peace. Well, it's not a border peace, to be fair. But they've actually got an excuse for it. World's oldest cave paintings robs Europe of birthplace of art claim there as well. Taylor Swift something. Islamic State's wives tear down prison fence in mass escape, apparently. And we talked about the second train crash yesterday. Washington Post demands return of devices seized from reporters in a chilling raid. Wow. Interesting story there. That must have something to do with ICE there. And we talked about that story, didn't we? The Catch Me You Can fraudster posters apply to take hundreds of free flights. We actually covered that yesterday. That was a, Catch Me If You Can story, there. What else have they got here? It's just out of curiosity. Got any other interesting stories or not really? Starmer's cabinet embraces councillor behind Maccabi football fans ban. No thanks. No, I could put that 40 quid somewhere else. Portland scientists undermined by Labour's reforms. Teachers spend hours a day changing people's nappies. Yeah, that's There's a. I want to make this clear. This is just like this is. I feel sorry for teachers. Should not have to do this. They should not have to do this. Where are my question is, where are the parents on this? Where are the parents? Like, I do have to question the parents here. Why this is happening to teachers? I don't understand this. Why are parents not doing it? They're doing this. It's infuriating for me. Acid reflux drugs do not cause cancer, studies finds. Reflux drugs, hey? I'm someone who suffers a lot from reflux. Typhoon fighter jets fitted with new radar that jams air defences. Well, it says it does not cause cancer, study finds, but I'm still... I don't want to take any drugs personally. Gaviscons are more than enough for me at the moment. A new report's call for net zero ministry to be abolished. What report? Is that not a report? You mean a think tank? A right-wing think tank says that. Is that what you're saying? Toby Carbriola faces eviction after felling 450-year-old oak tree. That was not very good. Why would you do that? Gemrick says, I split up the not fit for purpose home office. For once, I agree with you, Gemrick. I would split the home office too. I can't believe I'm in agreement with you. Wonders of our living world captured on camera. What a lovely thing. But my partner does not like frogs or toads, so she would throw up if she saw that picture. Probably wouldn't, but she'll just tell me the F off, most likely. Ethiopian charged with sexual assault on staff member at migrant hotel, apparently. Backbench rebellion could force Starmer's hand on social media ban there as well. Starmer's troubles bill will cost lives, says Bagger not there. Putin will join the board of priests, says Trump. Wow. Yeah. Is it worth the UK joining? No. I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. Let's have a look and see what the Times are saying for us today here, guys. Pro-Palestine group accused of threatening councillors over Israel. The Palestine Solidarity Campaign emailed every councillor in Britain urging them to boycott Israeli businesses, leading to claims of intimidation tactics. It's not intimidation. It's urging them to boycott anything related to Israel. I don't call that intimidation. This is another. This is another them of trying to weaponize Palestinians groups and campaigners as bad people or in support of Hamas, when that's clearly not what it is here. Boycott Barclays. Barclays are funding Israel. Oh, thank God I don't have a thank God I don't have a bank account with Barclays. That's for sure. Yeah, if you have a bank account with Barclays, it's time to switch accounts, guys. They have links to Israel. That's all you need to know there. This was in Lewisham. Lewisham is not far from where I live as well. Or is it Lewisham? Yeah, it's from in Lewisham. Yeah, not far from where I live, guys. Starmer moves closer to under 16's media ban after Lord's defeat. Yeah, I read this in the speech, so I didn't put this in the live stream last night, guys. But Trump claims the UK has 500 years of oil left in the North Sea. Is he right? So Trump did talk about the oil in the North Sea. He kept banging on about the UK needs to be taking that, and it's sitting there and nobody's using it, which indicates to me that Donald Trump and obviously this US government are going to do everything they can to try and influence the British government, our future British government, shall we say a reform government, into opening up the North Sea and oil, because I absolutely guarantee you when reform comes in, regardless of what Scotland says, they're going to push the Scottish administration aside and saying, no, we're drilling in the North Sea because Donald Trump told us to. That PM Nigel Farage will make that happen, regardless of whatever policies and whatnot. That's going to happen under a reform government, guys. I don't do computers, Farage says. We covered that yesterday. Starmer will not use to Trump's Chagos pressure over Greenland. I thought he was very good at PMQs yesterday. Starmer to visit China amid fallout from mega embassy deal. Education Secretary failing to protect free speech. We know that. And that's an old story there. What have they got for top stories here, just out of curiosity? YouTube nudged activists towards neo-Nazism, apparently, according to them. Can't see the story, guys, because, again, it's behind a paywall, so I can't open it up. I would want to open that up and look at that, but I can't. Southeast Water has warned of problems years before the taps run dry. Oh, yeah, there we go. Southeast Water once again saying, oh, but there's still problems with it, guys. There's still problems. Starmer's approval ratings continue to fall. It's now gone to negative 50. I know you can't see it from my camera here. There you go. This is what their latest on the Times is graph. Times is data here. They have Polanski and David neck and neck as the least supported leaders there. Farage at -17 and Baganock at -11 is getting better. That's very concerning indeed. Any other interesting stories that the Times has here? Scottish news. Lazy AI mural approved by Glasgow Council branded insulting. Is that an A? Well, are you serious? Is it an AI? Okay, someone in Scotland will have to verify this. If that isn't a mural that was put up and it was made by AI, yeah, I would brand it insulting if it is been made by AI, and you actually put it to life and put it out there. I hope that's not true. I don't know enough about that story, so. And again, this is the time, so take it with a pinch of salt. What else they got here? Royal family. Oh, look, more stories on Prince Harry. What a surprise, guys. Harry confident as he arrives in UK for phone hacking trial. Healthcare. Trans patient nearly headbutted me, said nurse in misgendering row. Death of baby girl prompts warnings over unregulated dollars as there as well. The nurse who misgendered paedophile set up legal fight with the NHS trust there as well. Says children start school trying to swipe and tap books like phones. Open campus overseas to bring in cash. Schools and universities are told. Taxpayer-funded research will prioritise economic growth. Okay, sure. Amazon driver filmed stealing a cat off a doorstep. What the hell? Wow. Okay. I'll have to see if I can find that story elsewhere while we're looking. Cuts to throwing protest plot MSSRA to redistribute food there as well. So some of the stories there from the Times. Some interesting ones there indeed. Greens complain about mural. What, the Green Party complain about an AI mural? I would complain about an AI mural if it's an AI one. Nope, they aren't AI, as lots of murals in Scotland are in Scotland. I have pictures. Okay, so the headline is misleading, as you would expect from the Times. I'm going to assume that. I don't know if Dave McGuinness addressed it in the morning, in his morning paper review. I just haven't had time to see any other live streams this morning, guys, so apologies. I've just been very busy. UK minister suffered defeat as peers back a ban on social media for under 16s. Members of the House of Lords complain government consultation on the issue will take too long. UK would be crazy not to consider new EU customs union, says minister. Lib Dem MP claims Business Secretary Peter Kyle is contradicting himself in comments he made earlier this week. What happens if the UK and US reach net zero migration? That's not going to happen. That's a stupid title for something that will never happen. You cannot reach zero migration. It's not possible. Okay, there's no point even asking such a pointless question like that. Honestly, my cat is disrupting my laundry sorting. Well, distract your cat with something. Is my response. Prince Harry says Daily Mail made wife Meghan's life an absolute misery. That is true. That's why the Daily Mail deserves everything thrown at them. I hate that people are still using the Daily Mail. I hate people that use that it is. That wasn't in Scottish headlines this morning. No, because Dave McGuinness wants to cover something more interesting than that, to be fair. But if he comments on it, okay. But if not, no big deal. UK will not yield on Greenland, Starmer warns Trump. British Prime Minister issues strongest rebuttal over the US pressure. President to push to seize the land. UK inflation rises more than expected to 3.4% in December. The Bank of England expects to pick up to be temporary, which reason indicates only pubs will benefit from U-turn on business rates. So yeah, everyone else who's going to suffer from the change in business rates, but not pubs, guys, not pubs. They're going to be protected, but they're still going to kick off about something because. Treasury Association will continue to listen to concerns of wider hospitality sector, but that's all they will do. Trump launches attack on Starmer as US tensions mount. Britain has little extra on conventional armed forces, experts warn. Bulk of new money last year eaten up by inflation. Yeah, we covered that. We said that before. Yeah, that it was being eaten up by inflation. Let's have a look at the front of the Financial Times. Donald Trump, board of peace. Oh my God. Trump and Rudd discuss renegotiation pact over US troops in Greenland. Global markets rebound after US president retreats from threats to hit European countries with tariff over the Arctic islands. Good, looks like he's pulling back on that. European governments turn to short-term borrowings, pension funds retreat. EGC to buy UK collars capital for 3.7 billion. You already talked about the borrowing. OPEC Iranian military force tightens its grip on power. Yep, it looks like it's settled. The protests have settled down, my understanding, unfortunately there. Israel set to sell defense company stakes to offset the war cost. But they're still killing people and women and children on a daily basis, which nobody wants to talk about. US Congressional Committee votes to hold Bill and Hillary Clinton in contempt. And what about President Donald Trump? Nothing but silence from the Republican Party. They've been kicking off. This is what Republicans have been talking about and trying to talk about in Congress. Talking about Bill Clinton being in the Epstein files. He's in the Epstein files. Get him. We need to find out what he's doing in the Epstein files and find out all accountability for it. But they don't want to talk about Trump. No. Let's not talk about Trump. We want to talk about Bill Clinton. We need to talk about Bill Clinton. That's the Republicans right now. U.S. companies expand protection services for top executives, apparently. Debt and disruption. Southeast Water. Supreme Court expresses skepticism over Trump's bid to sack Lisa Cook. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign in the U.S., guys. Yeah, Donald Trump is very. The one thing that is independent in the US right now is the Federal Reserve. Donald Trump wants control of that, and that would be very, very bad for the US, for the US economy if the Federal Reserve was no longer independent and influenced by politicians or by Trump. Yeah, so I really hope that the Supreme Court strikes it down, Trump's bid to sack Lisa Cook, because it will once again keep the Federal Reserve independent of Trump. Because if she does get sacked, Trump's going to make sure he'll put one of his own cronies in there, and it will undermine them. And there's a bunch of opinion pieces there. So that's the Financial Times there. Let's have a look and see what the iPaper have got for us this morning. What they got here? PIP assessments set to be fast-tracked for benefit claimants with worsening health conditions. Oh, really? Is that actually going to happen, or are you just saying that? Losing PIP means we can't survive. Literally. That's literally what it means. So top servants at the DWP admit people do not trust their claims will be treated fairly. Of course not, because there have been so many examples of them not being treated fairly. There's so many examples of them not. So it's totally understandable why people don't trust it. Yeah, it's totally understandable. Free counselling offered to benefit claimants to keep them in work. We saw that work at KFC story. You are free to leave, says Baggernaut. Cheap heat pumps and solar pumps at homes for new green new energy offer. I think we'll cover. I'm pretty sure myself and One Angry Pagan are going to talk about this free solar panel and heat pump stuff later on tonight. We'll dive a bit more into it tonight. I'm pretty sure. And the social media ban there. What else have they got here? Just out of curiosity. Trump's border peace plan is expanding, but the UK won't join. This is why the border remits has transformed and expanded. The US president appears to be positioned it as a global rival to the United Nations. That's exactly what he's doing. He's trying to make this border peace like an alternative to the United Nations. That's exactly what it is. That is exactly what this is. And it's very scary indeed. Scables is on the rise and no one knows why, according to science. Trump has forced Europe military into life from nuclear bombs to mines. Millions of graduates to repay £260 more a year on student loans by 2029. NATO officials fear Trump would withdraw Ukraine support before Greenland deal. Trump's 5 weirdest tangerines in his ramble Davos speech. Don't put yourself through that. We already listened to some of that yesterday. Pressure to bring in social media ban. Yeah, we know about that. We know about all those stories. Healthcare. Those are all. I think they're all so ones. I had a cheaper IVF in Czech Republic. What I learned about my treatment abroad. The strange trick to improve your immune system. Painkiller drug shortages hit pharmacies. Weight loss jabs, that's an old story as well. Australia has suffered 4 shark attacks in 48 hours. Yeah, we saw that story before. Gavin Newsom, who also known as Ben Shapiro's bitch, talks tough at Davos. If you want to know what I meant by that, watch last night's live stream. Send training will pull thousands of strained teachers away from the classroom. Yep. And that's an old exclusive there from the iPaper there. I think really that they haven't really updated quite a lot here. Hopefully we'll get some bits to look at here from the Independent. I'm going to refresh it before opening it up here. Let me have a look what you guys are saying in the chat. She usually sits on a pile of clean folded clothes and messes them up, says Rosemary. Yeah, what I normally do is like Daisy before she passed away last year, she would sometimes sit on the laundry basket and I would get absolutely furious. Even though it's dirty washing and needs to be washed, right? I'd still get furious because it puts her fur, because her fur basically is on the bloody washing. So I get mad whenever I see it. So sometimes I've actually put the washing basket literally upside down to keep the cat away from it. And then when we wash it, obviously, like this room that I'm in, guys, is actually the where most of the washing gets hanged in here. And it's hung up on all the stuff and everything. So the cat, as soon as it comes out, the machine just goes straight on the hanger. so the cat doesn't really have a chance to touch the clean stuff. And then when it's dry and everything, it's put in the bedrooms, but I shut the doors so the cats can't go in them. So they can't go in or touch them or anything like that. But everyone's system is different, to be fair there. Right, let's have a look and see what the Independent is, because I just wanted to refresh it there. Ex-minister to quit his MP with Birmingham tipped to stand in his seat. Oh. This is today. Andy Burnham is set to be seeking a Commons comeback to challenge the Keir Starmer special claims he could stand in a by-election in Andrew Guywin's constituency. Tipped in to stand... okay. Oh. Former Labour MP who had the whip removed as a result of offensive WhatsApp messages reportedly expected to stand down as an MP in the coming days, clearing the way for leadership rival Andy Burnham. Senior figures told The Times they are expecting an announcement from Andrew Guyton, the MP for Gaunton and Denton, who have been away from Parliament on sick leave. Mr Burnham is said to be seeking a Commons comeback to challenge the Keir Starmer's position, with claims that he could stand in a by-election in the North West constituency should Mr Guyton resign. But it's previously denied that he was intending to vacate the seat anytime soon. Telling The Times September last week, the route to number 10 is not going to be through Gaunton and Denton. The Independent has contacted both for comment on this. He was sacked as a health minister, suspended from the Labour Party in February last year over comments he made in the WhatsApp group. He reportedly posted sexist comments about Angela Rayner, racist remarks about Labour MP Diane Abbott, and joked about an elderly woman dying in a closed group chat with Labour figures based around Manchester. What a disgusting, vile individual. Why are you an MP again? At the time, he publicly apologised and said he regretted the badly misjudged remarks. Misjudged remarks? Go fuck yourself, seriously. He wrote next, I entirely understand the decisions the MP and the party have taken, and while very sad to be suspended, will support them the best way I can. It says this is still a breaking story. Right, I'm sorry, like, if you've said this kind of stuff, like, why are you still an MP? Like, why are you an MP? I'm sorry, I have little sympathy for people like that who say those kind of comments. I really, really, really don't have any sympathy whatsoever. Person in person there, good to see you there. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, yes, of course, it's about picking up the scent. The cats sit on your clothes because they pick up your scent, which is comforting to them. Yeah, I just wish Dolly would not sit on my sit on top of me while I'm trying to sleep in the night. I don't mind it for a little bit, but then I was just like, then it starts to be like, yeah, like I can't sleep now because it's, you know, it's like having a big, sometimes it's like having a rock on top of your quilt. I'm like, okay, just get back to the end of the bed and stay there. And then I woke up this morning to find Jasper and Dolly literally fighting each other in the bedroom because Jasper gets locked out, and apparently Jasper was let in overnight, which I was like, oh fuck. Anyways, Starmer says Green Party high on drugs and soft on Putin during PMQs. Yeah, that's because you're a fucking idiot, Starmer. Sorry for the language. I'm sorry for the language, but I get mad when he attacks the Green Party, when he doesn't even listen to the full context of what Zach Polanski says. He didn't even answer the question. You know, I got a bit triggered by Max's video on that question, because Max covered that question and answer on PMQs, which he doesn't normally cover anything regarding PMQs. Marine Le Pen admits mistake in EU investment trial as she fights a safe political career. She admits the mistake. Farage effect fading. Readers say reform slump helps Baganout. It does. Hugh Grant backs the social media ban. Yeah, celebrities are backing it. Greenland Reddit moderators tell Americans to stop flooding threads with apologies. Okay. Can Trump be removed under the 25th Amendment after threats to Greenland? No. They're not going to remove him, even if there was. Trump's press secretary accused of plain lying about Davos speech mistakes. Yep. Obama issues brutal verdict on whether Barack should run for president again. No, I'm generally mean this seriously. Obama should not run for president again. That would be a stupid thing to do. I can't believe people are making that suggestion. No. Don't care how popular he is. You know, he's had his time. It's someone else's time. Consultation opens on expanding mobile phone bans to all Edinburgh schools there. Is that all the stories? Is that the front of UK? No, it's not. I was filmed secretly using Meta glasses. It was dystopian. That's yeah. I would never use Meta glasses. I would never use that. Experts say smart glasses are being used to violate women's privacy and threaten their safety online. A stranger stopped me in the street and asked me for my number. Then I found out he was secretly filming me. What? Turned down a stranger on the street. He asked for a number. He approached her again with an unbanished confession. I'm actually a content creator and I've been filming this. At the same time, he pointed to his glasses frames of that. The 22-year-old Miss Thompson said look normal to her, but explains were actually smart glasses made by social media giant Meta. The glasses allow the wearer to film, navigate, and even translate text using their lens, but experts say they are increasingly being used to film women without their consent, putting them at risk of a stew of online and real-world harms. Meta says it's aware and concerned about the small number of people who misuse their products despite measures. Says it's put in place to prevent covert recording, but that such an issue is not unique to smart glasses. The victims told The Independent they believe predators are using the covert nature of the glasses to violate women's privacy. In that moment, Olivia felt my heart drop. This is so bizarre. She said the man approached her in a Manchester trendy northern quarter when she was alone, asked for a number. When she turned him down, she said he walked away before getting her attention a second time. Thompson said the man told her that he regularly posts clips of himself approaching women on social media to boost men's confidence. Yeah, okay. Unlike other women who have reported similar incidents, Mr. Thompson's was asked whether she gave permission for him to post a video online, something she says she did not grant. But she said she left feeling violated and scarred by the fact he now has a video of her that she has no control over. I have no idea that I was being filmed until he told me. He said he could do anything with that video, even if it's just for personal use. It's such a concern to think about. I don't like people being filmed without their consent. What you're supposed to do, whether it's men or women, I just want to put this out there because this is obviously mainly about women, that story. But I just want to put this on the record here, right? If you are doing that, okay, what that guy, I don't know what, I haven't seen his footage, but what he should be doing is blurring the woman's face from visibility. You should not be showcasing, like, if he, let's just say hypothetically, because we obviously don't know the full context of this guy and what he's doing, right? Let's say he is trying to boost men's confidence about how to approach women, right? Let's say from a hypothetical point of view, right? You do not show the actual woman's face. You blur the woman's face because you have no right to record them. You're supposed to keep that blurred. You blur their image, right? You can have their voice and whatnot and approach them and whatnot. All that stuff is, I'm sure that's okay, as long as you blur them. Unless you have consent from them to have them on your recording, then it's a different story. But you never consented that with that woman or with other women, and it's not right to do so. Mel says, I'm going to assume you're joking with that one, Mel. I don't think you've got Meta glasses there, but hope you are doing well. I'm sick of these nerds that own Facebook. I hate the fact that people don't realize, like, hey, you really shouldn't be recording other people without their consent. You really shouldn't. I really do think that. I really just think that part of me is really, really important. And yes, it's more vulnerable for women, but men too. Like, I'm not comfortable. Like, I don't like it when if I'm out and about or I'm at an event or something, right? Like, I'll just give you an example, guys, right? When I went to the New Year's parade in London, right? You know, lots of people filming the parade and all that kind of stuff, right? You know, there are some people who are in the parade who sometimes take footage of the crowds and whatnot there, right? Sometimes I'm not comfortable about myself being put on video there. You know, because I'm trying to be very careful about my partner being showcasing my partner online. I'm very sensitive about that. Recent events on Twitter with regards to women's images of Grok and whatnot. I was originally, right. Every time me and my partner came back from a wrestling show, I would always put a picture of myself and her on Twitter saying, "Thank you, Rev Pro, for a great show. Like, we had a wonderful time. Can't wait for the next show." I always tweeted that with us together because I wanted to show how much we love and appreciate Revolution Pro Wrestling and going to those shows, right? Now, I bookmarked every single tweet of myself and my partner together on Twitter in a bookmark. And when the big story come out about, the AI images and everything, I literally sat on my phone for literally 20 minutes straight, deleting every single one of my tweets with my partner because I was so paranoid about someone taking a photo of my partner. So paranoid. And that's why I don't showcase her here on YouTube as well. Even on for those who are on Patreon, who are paid members, you guys see me posting holiday pictures and whatnot of things. You notice I never showcase my partner again. Again, I'm trying to protect her from social media because it's very scary out there. And that's why my brothers, my younger brother who has 2 children, he won't put them on social media. He won't allow them on social media. WhatsApp, he doesn't mind them on WhatsApp, but on social media, he doesn't want them anywhere near social media images whatsoever of them. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit. Just like I really mean this, right? Yeah, I know there are people who sometimes it's an accidental thing, don't intend. There are people there who don't do it with intent to harm. Yeah, I respect that, but for God's sake, yeah, think about what you're doing, right? Just please think about what you're recording that. I mean, Alex from Political X, he's a prime example. He went to when he did some videos where he went to Brussels or different parts of Europe to get people's thoughts on Brexit. Yeah, he made sure that he had consent from the men and women that he spoke to on camera, and those who didn't want to be on camera didn't get to be on camera, but you could still hear them talk. Like, that's proper. That's the way you do it. That's a professional way of doing it because you're respecting people's boundaries. That's the way to do it. Sorry, I needed to get that off my chest, guys. I needed to because we're talking about someone using glasses. I wasn't aware that Meta Glasses did that. I wasn't aware, guys. Me and my partner still have a private. I do have a private Facebook account, but my friends list is very, very limited, very, very restricted. It's very, very restricted. It's very, very restricted. I make sure that it's all people can't approach me and see what I post and all that kind of stuff. It's very, very restricted there. But I know some people who I'm contacts with here on YouTube actually know me. I've seen me on Facebook because they've told me. Sorry, I need to get off my chest, guys. I apologize. Supermarket launch investigation after shocking food waste claims. First migrants move into a former army training camp in East Sussex there. I researched the harm on social media for teens. I don't support a ban. So, the UK government launched a ban. At first glance, a ban sounds straightforward. Keep children away from platforms that cause harm. But as someone who has spent years researching young people's digital lives, relationships, and well-being, I believe a blanket ban risks misunderstanding both the problem and the solution. My research with teenagers consistently shows that the harms young people experience online are not separate from the harms they face offline. Bullying, racism, sexism, cohesion, exclusion, and body images pressures all predate social media. Digital platforms can amplify these problems, but they do not create them from scratch. In focus groups I conducted with teenagers and research I carried out with young people during the pandemic, participants described online life as an extension of their school corridors, peer groups, and local communities. This is what scholars increasingly call post-digital reality. Young people do not experience online and offline as separate worlds, but as a single interconnected continuum. I agree. I agree with that assessment. If harms are socially rooted, then technical restrictions alone are unlikely to solve them. A ban treats social media as the problem, rather than asking deeper questions about why certain behaviours, harassments, shaming, misogyny, exploration occur in the first place. Well, my answer is, right, my response to this is that, while yes, I understand her perspective here, but the main problem is that when this stuff happens on social media, there is no accountability from the social media companies to prevent it, to stop it. Their response is slow or no response at all when it comes to these social media companies. Now, if it was in a social media company that was, I don't know, state controlled, in a controlled manner, then it's a different story. Like, for example, in China, they have social medias, right? But they're very much well controlled by the government, by the state. So if somebody was abusive on social media, they will respond very quickly. But the response from social media companies that we have, the Facebooks, the Twitters, the TikToks, all these kind of things, right? The response is very slow to mute. That's the problem. And just like in real world, yeah, it needs to be responded to. But the problem is online is that it doesn't get responded to with these companies. They don't respond fast enough to them, or they don't respond at all. That's the big problem. Because if they feel that they can do it once, they know they can do it again and again and again and repeat the cycle. That's my problem. That's my problem with it. If social media companies made sure that they prevented shaming, misogyny, exploration, bullying, harassment, all these kind of things on social media, if they took stronger and faster action on it, yeah, if we were making sure that they were taking all the necessary action on it, my position would be a lot more different than banning social media outright for under 16s. But they don't take enough responsibility on that. We also need to ask why digital spaces have become the default arenas for meetings so many need in the first place. Over years of funding cuts to youth service, reduced community spaces, and intensified academic pressures, online platforms have filled the gap. Absolutely. The austerity is a prime example of this. We had community spaces where people could go out and meet people in face-to-face in person and create relationships and bonds and whatnot and feel a sense of community and whatnot. And the austerity under the Conservatives ripped that apart. They ripped that apart. So what did they do? They turned to online. And that gap expanded exponentially during the pandemic because people learned that they could create communities online. And that has never gone away since then. They do not simply colonize young people's lives. They were invited into a vacuum created by adult policy decisions. A ban addressed by the symptoms of these developments while leaving the wider context untouched. There is also a practical problem. Age-based bans are difficult to enforce. Young people are resourceful digital citizens. Many will find workarounds, migrate, and unregulated platforms, or simply lie about their age. This answer here, right? Now, for those who aren't aware, right? Currently, over 4.7 million children under 16 in Australia have had their social media accounts removed. By the social media companies because they bowed to that pressure. Now, are there going to be people who are going to try and get around it? Absolutely. But the vast majority are not going to bother with it, is my response to that. So to argue that, banning it outright means they're not all going to go, they're not all going to use, going to find ways to get around it. Not every single youngster is going to do that. So, will some do that? Of course they will. That's definitely going to happen. But to imply that most are, I don't agree with that assessment. The risks driving online activity underground, away from oversight from parents, teachers, support services, instead of engaging with young people where they already are. A ban can make it harder to identify those who are struggling and need help. That's never going to change. Some people that's something that's never going to change there, regardless of whether online or offline. VPN is the get out, but again, not every single child is going to do that. Not every single under 16 is going to do that. Like, I don't want 12 or unders using social media. I don't think so. They should not be using social media. A recently joint statement signed by more than 40 children charities, digital safety experts and bereaved families warns of the danger that blanket prohibitions may isolate vulnerable young people from peer support networks and crisis resources. A social media ban is not the answer. Who signed this? NSPCC signed this. Interesting. Children's United, Internet Watch Foundation, Full Fact, Internet Maxers, Break Foundation, Beyond. Interesting. UK Safety, Internet Centre. This is quite a lot of institutions here. Women's aid federal Northern Ireland as well. Parent zone. That's interesting. More than 40 charities there. Many young people are critical of social media. In my research on online harmless info, young people frequently describe feeling exhausted by comparison culture, constant notifications, and the pressure to be always on. They often say they want more times offline and more meaningful face-to-face connection. The ambivalence shows that young people are not a passive victims of technology, but can identify problems and articulate this kind of digital lives they want. They ask for better education, more honest conversations, and greater adult understanding. Yeah, I accept that. The thing is, like, you can't... Parents cannot, like, they're, like, I understand the points that they're... I understand the argument points here. There are definitely argumented points here. Like, there are very reasonable argument points of why it shouldn't be in place. My main counter argument is that, well, how do you stop these social media companies? How do you hold them to account? Because they don't do enough when it comes to this. If the internet was a mag, it'll be top shelf one. It's full of filth. The nerds ruin children. My social media space is mostly free from horribleness. Algorithm can't steer me where I won't go, says person impersonator. But the thing is right, and even like relatives of children that I've seen, like, they watch crap. They don't watch what I used to like before social media. They watch crap. They just watch people doing some dumb things on TikTok and whatnot. And that's so bad for the brain. It's so bad for education, so bad for knowledge. Like, at least video games, and I spent a lot of time playing video games, guys. At least video games gave me a sense of concentration. Like, I've spent, like, I've given days, weeks, months into playing Call of Duty, gameplay time, right? But that was still an educational thing, because it taught me about weapons, it taught me about bullets, taught me about, like, taking cover, all these kind of things. It's still an educational point. Like, where is the learning, like, on watching a video where someone dunks something on top of one another? Like, some of the videos that I see, some of the videos that kids watch, like, it just blows my mind. It's just like, it's crap. It's absolute crap. They shouldn't be watching that shit. It's garbage. And it's just, and TikTok is a stark contrast to the kind of TikTok that Chinese kids learn. They're taught crap. They're taught crap from TikTok. They really are. They're taught crap from TikTok. And it destroys their brain, destroys their memory. I hate it. Spent far too much time on that. Bloody hell, I've only got 2 minutes left. See, this is why I don't do videos anymore, because then I can talk to you guys. Whereas if I did a video, I wouldn't be able to talk to you guys. That's why I don't do these long format videos on this stuff anymore. Video games rock. I really enjoy games. Yeah, and video games video games are not perfect, but they have age restrictions. And someone said that, I can't remember who, an MP suggested the idea of having the same thing for social media. Like, you know how we have for films, like we have for video games, certain age levels, right? We should do the same for social media, and I think that's something we should consider doing. I think that's definitely something we should consider doing. Maybe that should be something we should consider. Like, for social media. Like, levels, sort of thing. And then we're 18 and above, it's like all access. So maybe we should be doing... I think that's something we should look at more, maybe instead of outright ban. Like, similar to films and video games. Maybe that's maybe that's the solution there, guys. Unfortunately, guys, we've run out of time. I'm just having a look if there's any... I'm just having a quick look at BBC, seeing if there's anything here. Council leader ousted over election delay row, apparently, in Coventry and Warwickshire. That was today. Any other stories here? No. UK holds off joining Trump's board of peace over Putin concerns. That's the main story from the BBC. First asylum seekers moving to military backs in East Sussex. That's Sky News. almost certain UK will ban social media for children. Analysis piece there from Sky News. Front of the Guardian. Jury-only trial in England and Wales will not wipe out Crown Court backlog, report says. What report says? IFG says proposed bans will slash the number of jury trials will produce marginal gains of less than 2% time saved. So it doesn't even make a bloody difference. When they said that, they said that it wasn't going to make a difference. The people in the system were saying it wasn't going to make a difference. And, you know, there's another example of it not working. Right, guys, let me just quickly have a quick look and see if anyone's... did someone buy me coffee this morning? Thank you so much there. Someone bought me free coffees this morning. Thank you so much, whoever did that. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I don't know. So many kids' TV programs have hidden stuff in them for adults. I babysat a few years ago and was watching a kids program where the kids and an elephant was helping a hen lay an egg. That kind of stuff. That doesn't sound that's fine. That doesn't sound like something that's problematic. But like the content that they're being fed by some of these social media outlets is not educational in any way, shape, or form. It's just garbage, just to keep them hooked and addicted to. It's just garbage. It's not something that's gonna like improve their brain or improve their manpower. If videos were more specifically educational, like fun and educational, that's the combination that our kids need to be having. The social media videos, if a lot of these videos that they were watching were more educational and fun, I'd be more for them. But a lot of them I see just look like crap to me. They really do. Anyways, I'll probably keep talking about it non-stop with you guys if I did. And we've gone over 12 o'clock anyway, so guys. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you guys for all your comments. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Alston Keir, for the buy me a coffees. Really appreciate your support. Thank you. You've been very, very kind. Like I said, I'm still waiting for my response from my appeal. It's going to take a while before I get a response, and I'll let you guys know what happened when I hear back from them with regards to that. Tonight, guys, 8 o'clock, myself and One Angry Pagan with the Eco Flake Show. We're going to be talking about green energy. We're going to be talking about climate change. We're going to talk about the environment. We're going to talk about maybe heat pumps. We're going to talk about all these kinds of stuff. Sea level rises. That's all the environmental, all that kind of stuff we talk about on the Eco Flake Show tonight at 8 o'clock. Do join us for that. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's definitely a topic that doesn't get talked about a lot here on this channel, so it's one we do once a month, and I really enjoy having One Angry Pagan on because he has a lot more knowledge on this than I do. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope you guys join me for that as well. If you can't join me tonight, I'll be live again tomorrow at 11 o'clock for another Good Morning show. But thank you guys again all for coming. If you can, on your way out for me, please, hit your like button, share this across social media, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button as well, and the bell notification icon. Also, if you hit the bell notification icon on YouTube as well, do you know what it does? Notifies you when I go live as well. And do check out Rumble and Patreon as well. This is free content that drops every day at 12 o'clock on those platforms. So if you want to see additional content, they are available for free on those platforms. Links are in the description. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.